Stop. Look around your life for a second. Every time you've begged for money, it slipped away. Every time you said, "I need it so badly," it moved further out of reach. Because begging does something dangerous. It puts you below the very thing you want. It tells the universe, "I don't have power. I'm weak. I'm waiting to be chosen." But here's the secret. Money is not your master. It was never above you. And the moment you command it, everything changes. This is not about asking. It's not about waiting. It's about one line, one command that flips money from running away to running straight into your hands. Neville Goddard said it best. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. What is that really? It's not a polite request. It's not hoping. It's standing tall, speaking with authority, and watching reality bend under your voice. And in just a few minutes, you're going to hear the exact command. The one that makes begging unnecessary forever. The one that makes money recognize you as the source. Stay right here, because once you know this, you'll never chase again. Money will chase you. Have you ever noticed how the harder you chase something, the faster it runs? Think about it. You've begged for money, prayed for relief, hoped for a miracle, and yet nothing. Why? Because begging is repellent energy. It pushes the thing you want away. It tells reality, "I'm powerless. I don't have. I'm waiting for something outside myself to save me." And here's the frightening truth most never face. The universe listens to the position you speak from, not just the words you use. You could beg for more money 1,000 times, but if your voice is trembling, if your energy is needy, if you're speaking like a servant instead of a master, the universe only hears, "Keep money far away." Neville Goddard warned us. You must dare to assume you already are what you seek. But assumption isn't whispering. It isn't pleading. It is command. Let me ask you this. When a king sits on his throne, does he beg his servants? When a general speaks to his soldiers, does he say, "Please, if you don't mind"? No. He speaks with command, and everything moves. Now, here's the suspense you need to feel, because in just a few minutes, you're going to discover the exact words that make money move in the same way. And when you hear them, it's going to feel strange. Why? Because you've been trained your whole life not to command. You've been trained to lower your head, to wait, to hope, to beg. But I promise you this. Once you hear these words and speak them out loud, money will respond in a way that begging never could. So don't even blink. Because in the next minute, the walls of your reality are going to start trembling. You don't want to miss this. In the next minute, we're about to unlock a command most people go their whole lives without hearing. If you're serious about stepping into wealth, hit subscribe now, because what's coming next will flip everything you thought you knew about money. Here's the problem. No one talks about. Most people don't even know what it feels like to command. They think confidence is the same thing. It's not. They think repeating affirmations is commanding. It's not. Command has nothing to do with how loud your voice is. It has nothing to do with forcing or straining. It's about certainty. The kind of certainty that doesn't ask, doesn't wait, doesn't doubt. Neville Goddard said, "Your assumption, when persisted in, becomes fact." But read that again carefully. He didn't say, "Your hope becomes fact." He said, "Assumption." And assumption is quiet authority. Let me paint the picture for you. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is nervous, unsure, fidgeting. Then one person enters. Calm, steady, absolute. They don't raise their voice. They don't plead. They simply speak, and the entire atmosphere shifts. That's what command feels like. Now, here's the kicker. That energy isn't rare. It isn't reserved for leaders, kings, or gurus. You've had flashes of it. Moments when you knew something was already yours. Maybe it was when you walked into an interview and felt, "I've already got this." Maybe it was when you spoke up in a conversation and everyone leaned in. That wasn't luck. That was command. But here's the tragedy. Most people feel it once in a blue moon, and then they forget. They slip back into begging, waiting, hoping. That ends today. Because in just a few minutes, I'm going to hand you the exact words that lock you into that commanding state instantly. No warm-up, no ritual, no trick. You'll say them once, and the shift will be undeniable. But let's get real for a second. If you don't prepare your mind for this, you'll miss it. You'll hear the words and think, that's too simple. And you'll go back to hoping, waiting, wishing, and nothing will change. So right now, before we move on, I want you to imagine something with me. Close your eyes for just a moment. Picture money as if it were a loyal servant. Not your master, not your enemy, your servant. Now, ask yourself, how does a servant respond when its master hesitates, begs, or pleads? It doesn't. But when its master gives a clear, certain command, it moves instantly. That is the energy we're about to awaken in you. And the moment you speak the command, you'll feel the universe obey in the same way. Stay with me, because in the next minute, you'll be standing in that authority. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people will never cross this line. They live their entire lives circling it, touching it for a moment in flashes of inspiration, then retreating back to safety. That line is the difference between hoping and commanding. Hope is soft. Command is sharp. Hope says, maybe one day. Command says, now. Here. Mine. Hope waits for permission. Command gives the order. And I want you to really let that sink in, because the universe doesn't respond to hope. It doesn't answer, maybe. It doesn't rearrange for someday. It only responds to authority. Think about the most powerful people in history, the inventors, the leaders, the creators. Do you think they sat quietly, hoping things would happen? No. They stepped into conviction. They said, this will exist. This will happen. This will be. And reality itself bent to meet them. That's why you feel that strange shiver in your body right now. Because a part of you knows this is true. A part of you remembers. You weren't meant to beg. You weren't meant to wait in line for scraps. You were meant to command. But here's the problem. The world has trained you to believe the opposite. Since childhood, you've been told to be polite, to wait your turn, to not ask for too much, to settle for what's given. And little by little, that conditioning made you forget who you are. It made you believe you're small. It made you bow your head instead of lifting it. And now, standing here on this edge of power, you can feel the discomfort. Because command doesn't feel natural at first. It feels dangerous. It feels rebellious. It feels like breaking every unspoken rule society has drilled into you. But that's exactly why it works. The universe doesn't move for the timid. It doesn't rearrange for people who wait. It bends for those who declare. So here's the choice before you right now. Will you keep circling this line? Will you keep dipping your toes in and pulling them back the moment it feels too strong? Or will you cross it? Because once you do, everything changes. Your excuses disappear. You can't hide behind someday anymore. You can't blame bad luck. You can't shrug and say, maybe it wasn't meant for me. Because you'll see, it was always meant for you. The universe wasn't ignoring you. It was waiting. Waiting for you to stop asking. Waiting for you to stop begging. Waiting for you to step into your true role, the role of commander. And once you cross, you'll never be able to go back. You'll never again feel comfortable whispering weak requests into the void. You'll never again bow your head and wait your turn. That version of you will dissolve. Because the moment you speak with authority, the moment you claim this voice, the world itself listens. Right now, I want you to notice something. Notice the tension in your chest. Notice the way your mind is racing, half excited, half afraid. That's the exact feeling people get right before they cross. And in just a moment, we're going to go further. We're going to prepare you so deeply, so fully, that when the command is finally spoken, you won't hesitate. You'll step into it with both feet, with no turning back. Because this isn't just about money. It's not even just about success. It's about reality itself. It's about stepping into your original design. To speak and watch matter obey. So take a breath right now. Let this sink into your bones. Because in the very next minute, I'm going to take you right to the threshold. The moment just before you cross. And when you hear what's waiting there, you'll never be the same again. If your heart's already racing just from this buildup, that's not an accident. It means you're ready. And I can promise you, this channel isn't like the others. Here we don't wish for money, we command it. Subscribe now so you never miss the words that change lives. Most people wait for signs. They wait for a green light from life, a message, a miracle, a number in the sky. But here's the harsh truth. Life was never designed to lead you. You were designed to lead it. And the second that truth lands inside you, something radical happens. You stop shuffling through the world like a beggar. You stop chasing crumbs. You start standing, moving, speaking, like a ruler. Neville Goddard said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, but listen carefully." Assumption isn't passive. It isn't sitting quietly, hoping the universe notices you. It is fire. It is declaration. It is the inner crown you put on your head before the world even sees it. When you assume, you don't wait. You don't hope. You don't whisper. You command. You declare with such force, the unseen bends around you to comply. And that's exactly what we're building toward in this very moment. Not a request, not a hope, but a command. Spoken with the kind of certainty that reality can't ignore. Because in the next minute, I'll show you the exact words that carry this authority. Words that make money move, opportunities shift, and reality itself obey. Stay with me, because once you hear them, you will never walk through life the same way again. You've been waiting. Every second of this video has been building toward this moment, and I want you to notice something. The very fact that you've stayed here, listening, leaning in. That means something deep inside you is already ready. But before I give you the words, let me ask you something. What would you do if the universe actually bent to your voice? Would you dare to test it? Would you dare to speak as if you were the lawmaker of reality itself? Because that's what this is about. Not positive thinking, not daydreaming, not wishful hoping. This is about the moment you stop asking, and you start commanding. I need you to feel this in your bones. Begging energy attracts delay, wishing energy attracts waiting, but commanding energy collapses time. Neville Goddard said it plainly. Your assumption, if persisted in, hardens into fact. But most people never truly assume. They doubt, they hedge, they hope. A command leaves no room for doubt. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait for approval. It doesn't seek validation. It speaks. And when it speaks, reality obeys. So let's take another step before the reveal. Imagine this. You're standing in front of a locked door. Most people knock politely. Some people wait, hoping someone hears them. But a commander? A commander turns the handle as if it was already theirs, and the door swings wide open. That's the shift I want in you right now. Because the words you're about to hear aren't a suggestion. They're not a polite request to the universe. They are law. Now take a breath with me. Get still. Because in a moment, you're going to hear the command that changes everything. You've been waiting for this moment. Every second of this video has been preparing you for it. Because what I'm about to share is not just a phrase, it's a key. A key that unlocks money, opportunities, and favor faster than you've ever imagined. This is the turning point. The moment begging dies and commanding begins. The moment waiting ends and receiving starts. And the command is this. Money comes when I call. Let those words sink in. Not as something nice to hear, but as a law that governs your reality. Say it with me, right now. Money comes when I call. Do you feel the shiver? That's because these words don't ask, they order. They don't beg, they instruct. This is not wishful thinking. This is not empty affirmation. This is reality-shaping speech. When you declare, money comes when I call, you're not chasing after it, you're summoning it. You're aligning yourself with the truth that wealth was designed to respond to your voice. Think of how nature works. The lion doesn't beg the prey to come closer. The storm doesn't ask permission to roll in. And in the same way, you don't ask money to appear. You command it. Say it again, but louder in your spirit. Money comes when I call. That's not arrogance. That's authority. And authority is what bends reality. Neville Goddard said, "Your word is law." This is what he meant. When spoken with conviction, your word is not suggestion. It is not a request. It is law. And law does not negotiate. Law enforces. So from this moment forward, when you think of money, you no longer think in terms of waiting, hoping, or trying. You think in terms of calling. Because money comes when you call. Every time you speak these words, you're not just affirming, you're activating. You're setting in motion a chain of events, pulling resources, people, and opportunities toward you. Say it with me one final time, slowly and with full certainty. Money comes when I call. Breathe it in. Feel it in your chest. Own it in your spirit. Because the moment you declare it, reality bends to your command. You just spoke it. Money comes when I call. That was your first step into authority. And trust me, this is only the beginning. In the next videos, we're going deeper into how to expand this command into every area of your life. Subscribe right now so you're not left behind. Take a breath. Because what you just said is more than a phrase. It's a shift in identity. Most people don't realize this, but the way you speak about money reveals whether you're the master of it or the servant. Think about it. How often do you hear people say, "I hope I get paid soon"? "I wish money would come." "I don't know if I can afford it." Do you see it? Every one of those phrases puts money in charge. Every one of those phrases puts you in the role of follower, not leader. But when you declare, "Money comes when I call," you flip the script. Suddenly, you are not the one chasing money. You are the one money answers to. You are the one who commands the flow. And that's why this command is so terrifying to the average person. Because once you say it, and once you believe it, you can never go back to playing small. Now imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and instead of thinking, "How am I going to pay for this?" you rise with the certainty. Money comes when I call. The energy is different. Your voice is different. Your decisions are different. Opportunities you used to overlook suddenly make sense. Ideas you dismissed suddenly click. And people, the right people, start appearing in your world. Because money is not paper. Money is movement. It flows where it's commanded. And you just learned the command. Let's break this down. 1. The shift from asking to calling. When you ask, you're admitting lack. When you beg, you're announcing weakness. When you wait, you're confessing powerlessness. But when you call, you're speaking from authority. And authority is what reality listens to. The universe does not respond to maybe. It does not bend to I hope. It bends to certainty. It bends to command. This is why people can go their whole lives working hard, trying everything, and still feel broke. Because their inner voice never left the role of servant. But you're stepping into the role of master. And once you take that role, life rearranges. 2. Why money comes when I call. Works Neville Goddard once said, "Imagination creates reality." When you speak, you're not just vibrating air, you're planting images, feelings, and commands into the field of reality. Think about a dog that responds when you call its name. The dog doesn't question if you're worthy. It doesn't ask if you have enough qualifications. It simply hears authority, and it moves. Money works the same way. When you call it with doubt, it stays away. But when you call it with authority, it responds. Say it again, and picture this. Money comes when I call. See the flow. Hear it moving. Feel it rearranging. This isn't fantasy. It's law. From this point forward, excuses are gone. You've spoken the command, you've felt the shift. Now, if you're ready to keep that energy alive, if you never want to slip back into begging or hoping again, subscribe. Because this is the space where wealth becomes your identity. 3. The fear factor. Now here's where most people get nervous. They think, what if it doesn't work? What if nothing happens? But the only reason they fear is because they still secretly believe money is bigger than them. They still think wealth belongs to someone else. The rich, the lucky, the chosen. But you know better now. Money is not the master. Money is the servant. And servants answer when they're called. That's why you may feel a chill when you say it. Money comes when I call. Because deep down, you know this is power you've ignored your whole life. and power always comes with responsibility. But remember, responsibility is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Because once you accept it, excuses vanish. No more saying, maybe next year. No more hiding behind, it's not the right time. The right time is the moment you speak with authority. 4. Real-life application. Now let's make this practical. The next time you receive a bill, don't panic, don't complain. Stand firm and declare, money comes when I call. When you're about to invest in yourself, don't shrink back. Don't say, I can't afford this. Instead, breathe deep and affirm, money comes when I call. Watch how solutions appear. Watch how unexpected payments arrive. Watch how clients, opportunities, and windfalls show up out of nowhere. This is not magic. It's alignment. It's authority. It's the law in action. And here's the secret. The more you use it, the faster it works. Because your belief grows, your energy sharpens, your command deepens. 5. The identity shift. Repeat this enough and something amazing happens. You stop being someone who wants money. You become someone who commands wealth. And that identity is magnetic. It changes how you walk, how you talk, how people respond to you. It radiates confidence. It radiates certainty. And certainty attracts everything you once thought was out of reach. People will notice. They'll ask, what changed about you? And you'll smile, because the truth is simple. You remembered your power. 6. Final activation. Right now, I want you to close your eyes for a few seconds. Imagine your voice echoing into the universe. See streams of golden energy flowing back toward you. Feel the weight of money moving, shifting, rearranging, all because you called it. Now say it one last time with absolute authority. Money comes when I call. Breathe. Feel the ground beneath you. Notice how your body feels heavier, not with burden, but with certainty. This is not just a line you repeat. This is a command that rewrites your reality. So let me leave you with this. From this day forward, you will never beg again. You will never hope weakly again. You will never wait helplessly again. You will call. You will command. And money will come. Because that is who you are now. A master. A commander. The one reality listens to. Say it with me. One last time for today. Money comes when I call. Let it echo. Let it ring. Let it guide every step you take from now on. Because the universe has already heard you. And money is on its way. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.